All right, story number one here. The Raiders and the Saints have reportedly agreed on a lot of the parts toward, working toward a trade for Derek Carr.
Yep.
The compensation aspect is pretty developed in their discussions. I'm not going to lie. If they get Derek Carr, they pretty much automatically win that division, right? Like if Kamara and Michael Thomas play, are they not? Is that not a 10-win team? Is that not a 10-win team tomorrow?
I think so.
There's 2 against the Falcons. I mean, who's starting a quarterback for the Bucks? Probably 2 against the Bucks.
Yeah. I mean,
could Carolina maybe steal 1 depending on who their quarterback is? Maybe,
but I don't see.
Is that not? You're getting 5 or 6 wins in division alone.
Yeah, and people are really, really underestimating how good Derek Carr is. Yeah,
Derek Carr's a fantastic
he didn't look
quarterback.
great this year, but statistically throughout his entire career, he's been very, very good.
Derek Carr's a good, solid top 12 quarterback
with playoff experience.
100%. And that's an awful division, especially quarterback-wise.
It is. Now that Tom Brady's gone.
Right now, the best quarterback in the division, let's see. So we got Kyle Trask is now the quarterback as of right now for the Buccaneers. He was their second string, or either that or Blaine Gabbert. So you take your pick. We have Sam Darnold in Carolina, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill in New Orleans, and Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota in Atlanta.
Pretty low on talent there.
You're telling me Derek Carr is head and shoulders the best quarterback in that division? It's not even an argument.
No.
It's not even close.
It really isn't. So I think if he gets added there, divisionally, you're going to do really well. Now, obviously, you're going to have to stack up against the rest of the NFC.
Yeah.
But even...
You tell me they can't...
I don't think the NFC quarterbacks are all that great.
No. Can they win 9 games to get into the playoffs, win the division? Absolutely. I think more like 10, but I think
so. It's not going to take much to win that division.
Look, Alvin Kamara's a top 5 back when healthy.
Dude, the freaking the Bucks won that division with a losing record this year.
I know.
A losing record.
I know.
Derek Carr automatically wins you a division. He automatically makes you a playoff team. You automatically
100%.
have a spot.
I'd give up. Well, so in New Orleans situation, because of Carr's day 1 impact, what would you give up?
I'd give up a first.
Would you give up a first?
I'd give up a first, but nothing else. It would be a 1-for-1.
Oh,
now, if you were going to give up a second, you'd have to give up
would you give up 2 seconds and like a fourth?
No, I don't think.
I'd give up 2 seconds and a fourth.
You'd give up 2 seconds.
2 seconds, yeah.
I feel like a first for Derek Carr is pretty standard. Look, if we got basically a first for Chase Claypool. The
Bears also suck, though.
Well, yeah.
Well, who's to say the Raiders don't, though? They've been pretty awful for the last, half decade.
They're looking for answers, too. They couldn't make him and Devontae work, so that wasn't great.
It's interesting. I don't know. All right, story number 2 here. The Niners have, kind of speaking of Carolina in that division, the Niners have hired former Carolina interim Steve Wilks as the new defensive coordinator. I kind of like the move. I think he's a really nice coordinator. He gets a bad rap because he was really bad as a head coach in Arizona. But I think Steve Wilks, he's been around the league. He's a lifer. He's one of those guys. He will be in football until he dies, to be honest with you. He's one of those guys, right? He's been there for 20 years.
Like a Dick LeBeau kind of guy.
Yeah, he's been there for 20 years. He'll be there for another 20, 25, right? He is that type of guy. So, look, and just because he didn't work as a head coach does not mean that he still can be a really nice coordinator. Not everybody's meant to be a head coach.
Yeah.
You used to be a really, really good coordinator. You're not a head coach, okay? So? There's only 32 of those jobs in the entire world.
Yeah.
So,
and there's only 30.
Well, and there's 64 coordinator positions.
Yeah.
For him, defensive coordinator, there's only 32 of those.
Yeah.
So you got one of the 64 best jobs that you can get. That's he's good at it. He's good at it.
You're a defensive mastermind.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a head coach.
Yeah. And I think somebody with that type of experience is going to be able to use all those pieces that they have in San Francisco really, really well. I like the hire.
Yeah, I like it too.
My slightly less upbeat story here. The White Sox pitcher Mike Clevenger being investigated for child abuse, domestic violence, and more. I'm not really sure what to say there. I'm not going to kind of speak on his character, but I kind of hope they investigate, get to the truth, one or the other, and that the right thing is done. However, whatever that ends up being, whatever the evidence shows is the right direction.
Always hate to see these stories.
You do. You do.
And not trying to diminish it at all. It sucks for the actual product of the league, and it also sucks because, that's somebody that you kind of look up to a little bit before you find out these things, and then they tend to come out. It happened with the Pirates closer a couple of years ago.
Oh, Felipe Rivero.
Yeah.
Well, Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Vasquez. He changed his name. Well, when he was like meeting up with like a 15-year-old or something. Is that it?
Yeah, it's stories like that come out. They just put a bad taste in your mouth.
He was good too. That sucks.
Either way.
But yeah, it's just, I don't, like I said, I'm not going to speak on his character because, again, investigation. Not gonna,
innocent until proven guilty, right? We'll write that out. But
right. Just wanted to get to the truth. Go from there.
Yeah.
All right, story number 4 here, more upbeat. Connor McGregor and Michael Chandler have been named the coaches of the next season of the Ultimate Fighter series. You know, where all the young up-and-comers in the MMA world kind of do like a little fight season thing with Jigger. I don't watch it much, but it's pretty entertaining. I like the highlights of it. But I'll probably watch this one because Michael Chandler and Connor McGregor kind of, they'll throw words back at each other, and then they fight at the end of the season. Those two, the coaches, will fight. So that's going to be interesting, and I'll probably watch a little bit more than I would have if it wasn't as polarizing of figures as coaches.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting. You have two pretty big personalities there. One huge one in Connor McGregor.
Yeah.
So I think it could. It's going to be good.
I will say, I don't think Michael Chandler is one of the best fighters I've ever seen, but I will say I think he has the single best finish. It's top 3 for me. Closer to, it's probably second. I don't know. It's up there. But either way, one of the best finishes of all time. A front kick to Tony Ferguson to knock him out when Tony Ferguson has never been knocked out in his career. Unbelievable. Like an unbelievable finish. It was, I don't know.
Dude, the UFC is awesome.
Oh, I love it. How about John Jones fighting Cyril Gane?
I saw
March
that.
4th?
I saw that.
I made a lot of money last time Cyril Gane lost. Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou.
That's right. You did throw some money on that game. On that fight.
Right.
On that game. I'm so in football.
Francis, baby. But I'll probably be throwing money on John Jones, to be honest with you.